Hello and welcome to my channel. Here I review new movies and television shows and discuss them. Today, I want to talk about The Magician's Elephant. It's a family-friendly adventure film that follows a boy named Peter as he faces 3 impossible challenges to win an elephant and follow his destiny. The film was directed by Wendy Rogers and the screenplay was written by Martin Hines. It's based on a novel of the same name by Kate D. Camillo. The film starts off by introducing us to the city of Baltese, a magical place that loses its magic when the Great War erupts and casts a dark cloud over the land. The setting is an allegory for a European town affected by World War I. The people there are downtrodden and follow orders without question. Even the Countess is a solemn and serious woman who never laughs, never acts out, or expresses herself in any way. The war has sapped the people's will and left them all under an endless sky of darkness. The film is quite literal in this regard, having dark clouds over the town the entire time. Then we're introduced to an orphan boy named Peter, played by Noah Jupe. He lives with a retired soldier named Vilna, played by Mandy Patinkin, who looks after him but forces him to live a basic and grueling lifestyle in the hopes that it will make him into a strong soldier one day. We learn a little bit about Peter's life, meet the lovely couple that lives below them, and go on an errand with him. He's supposed to buy fish and bread, but a fortune teller offers him the answer to any one question and then prods him into asking the right one. Her answer is a confusing instruction to follow the elephant. The metaphor for divine intervention is a little heavy-handed and creates minor deus ex machina problems later on in the story, but we leave the tent with the riddle and Peter feeling cheated. Later that night, in a different part of town, a failing magician throws a Hail Mary spell and accidentally summons an elephant on top of an audience member. From there, the story is off to the races. As I said before, it's a family-friendly adventure film with a little bit of comedy, a decent message at its core, and a ton of allegories. The divine intervention ends up playing more of a role than it should and creates a few plot holes, but the overall story is exciting, fun, and filled with emotion. Peter is like a mythical hero. He's presented with a divine quest, rises to meet every impossible challenge, and through the journey becomes a different person. He takes on Goliath, soars the skies, and draws blood from a stone. He takes up these Herculean tasks for a selfish desire, but in the process inspires the people around him to do better. The stories of the people around them make it easy to see why the people of the town lost hope, and watching them find inspiration in Peter's actions and start to fix their own lives feels rewarding. My only problem with the story is the appearance of a godlike being. The film stops being an allegory when they show up. The movie did start off with magic, but Peter doesn't solve the tasks through magic initially. Having God step in and directly influence the scene just took away from Peter's journey and what made it inspiring. He's a normal boy taking on impossible tasks and finding a way around the impossible nature through phrasing. All it did was make me wonder why the godlike being doesn't just fix everything in the story if they care to intervene this much already. Some of the film's best performances and storylines come from supporting characters like Vilna, Leo Matin, and the Magician. Mandy Patinkin, Brian Henry Tyree, and Benedict Wong play the 3 characters respectively, and each of them does a wonderful, emotional performance in the short time that they're given. Mandy Patinkin plays a heartbroken soldier who's trying to toughen up his ward to prepare him for a cruel world. Brian Henry Tyree plays a dreamer who's the first to take Peter's side and help him in his journey. And Benedict Wong plays the failing magician who hoped to spark something in the people. They all get a minimum of 1 good speech and each of them kills their part. The rest of the cast does a decent job as well, the exception of the narrator, who's just a little bit stiff, but still gives an adequate performance. The visuals are a mix of hyper-realistic backgrounds that are almost uncanny, and over-exaggerated humans that look cartoonish but really amplify the characters' emotions. The film as a whole is colorful and energetic, despite the drab atmosphere of the town. The locations are a mixture of different cultures and building styles that are blended together seamlessly, and each character has its own unique design. The elephants looked especially good, and the film has them act almost dog-like at one point, which was cute. The soundtrack is a generic fantasy adventure mix with a lot of background instrumentals that effectively match the tone of the scenery. At times, it really connects with the voice actors and the story, creating something special, like during Vilna's flashback. But at others, the music is too loud and competes with the dialogue. It especially clashes with the narrator, overpowering her voice and making it hard to understand her. It also gets overused a little bit. It's under every single scene at all times and doesn't always follow from moment to moment. Those moments feel mismatched and minorly irritating. The overall experience was exciting with a lot of deep emotions, some decent jokes, great characters that you want to root for, and a positive message for the audience. The cast does a great job and there are several standout moments in the film. The visuals look great, and though the film isn't overly action-packed, it's still got a lot going for it. It wasn't experimental though. The story, the settings, and most of what happens, it's all a collection of modern tropes that are standard in these kinds of animated movies. You won't find anything new, but it's all well done. If you have kids, or if you want to watch a touching hero's journey, give this a go. 8 out of 10. And remember guys, those are just my thoughts on this film. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Goodbye.